Hello, beloveds. It is Thursday. It's a Thursday that feels a lot like Wednesday did and like Tuesday, but here we are again. And I wanted to just pop myself into your news feed today to tell you about a little project that I was hoping you might be willing to join me in doing. So, some of you have maybe been doing Compline with us since we started doing Compline. We try to do it a couple of nights a week at camp. And so since we have kind of been put on home confinement, if you will, it's been complicated to figure out how to do Compline. I'm lucky that I live with someone who I went to camp with, so I can ask him to do Compline with me here, and we have a couple of voices on our end, which I think is helpful. But as many of you know, part of our Compline service is that we sing a couple of songs together. The Te Lucas in the middle of the service, and the round that we do at the end. And a round by nature needs multiple people to sing it. So, you know, for a while we were in the barn and I had Joyce and Lance, and I would have Faith or Joanne come to sing the round with us. And then that changed. And the first time we did it here at home, I tried to have Faith on speakerphone. So hold on a second. Okay, I think we're back. Sorry, the wireless. I think the wireless is probably feeling overworked these days. So anyway, the second time we tried to do it, we had Faith on the phone trying to sing the third part of the round. But it turns out it's actually really hard to hear who's in the room and when they're singing a round. When you're on the phone, it just doesn't work at the same time. And so when we did it whatever other night this week we did it, maybe Tuesday, the days, man, it's a blur. When we did it a couple of nights ago, what I ended up doing was I asked Faith to send me a recording of her singing it. And then I just recorded Jonathan singing it, and I recorded myself singing the songs, and I just put them together and made a recording so that when it came time, I just hit play on the recording so that we could have 3 parts of the round, and so that we could have a few voices singing the Te Lucas. And you might have, if you were joining us for Compline on Tuesday, you might have noticed that that's what we did, that I played a recording. And it worked. The recording sounded really lovely. And was a nice way to bring the musical components of Compline to you all, which I think for those of us who have read Compline at ECC before, we just know that that music is such an important part of the prayer together. So after I did that on Tuesday, I started thinking about it, and I thought, there's no reason that I couldn't add additional voices to those recordings. And so I wanted to just take a minute here today to invite you to be part of a little project if you have any time on your hands and can afford that sort of thing. Where maybe you could send me a recording of you singing along with us so that I can add it to our recording. And so when we do Compline together on Tuesday and Friday, I can play a recording and have more than just my voice and Faith's voice and Jonathan's voice, but we could add your voices as well. Now, I know not everyone is totally comfortable with the thought of recording their voice and sending it to someone. And so this is the time when I would like to remind you of some of the things that I have done on live video since this started. Pandemics are an excellent opportunity to go outside of your comfort zone and do something that maybe you wouldn't otherwise do. And I would be the very last person to judge how your voice sounds in a recording. And so, and you won't really be able to hear it specifically when I blend a bunch of the tracks together. You will sound like you are singing in a group in the barn, okay? So, I'm just going to take a second to walk you through what it would look like to do that, because it is just a little bit complicated to make sure that we're all singing the same way. So what I did was I uploaded a couple of videos to YouTube of our Te Lucas and the Oh What a Lovely Thing. And I'm going to add the links to those songs into the comments of this live video so you can access it. So you're going to want to use 2 devices in order to do this. So you can borrow somebody's phone, or you can use your computer in your phone. So what you want to do is on your computer, you want to go ahead and pull up the video of the song that you're going to record. And you can do both, or just one, whatever works for you. You want to make sure that you have your headphones plugged into your computer, okay? Because you want to be able to hear the song, but we don't want the recording to hear the song. We want the recording to only be of your voice, okay? So put your headphones on, pull up the YouTube video, and I would recommend just listening through the song once or twice through to practice singing along, so that when you record it, you just kind of know where you're coming in. Okay, and then you just go ahead and hit play on the recording, listen through a couple of times, and you'll see what that's like. Then, when you're ready to record, you can pull up the voice memo feature on your phone. It's really easy. Forgive me because I'm not entirely sure how to do this on a device that's not an iPhone, but either the internet or somebody you know and love can teach you. So you pull up your voice memo, you just go ahead and hit the red button, hold it close to you so you can start to record. I recommend putting in just one side of the headphone so that you can still kind of hear yourself and make sure that you're close to the pitch of the song. And then go ahead and press play. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and just record the song. Okay, so you'd be recording here. Creator of the world we pray. And so on and so forth. When you're finished, hit stop. Now listen, I can trim it. It doesn't matter if it takes a minute for you to start. You don't have to start at exactly the right moment. So just hit start, play the thing, record. If it doesn't work, hit stop and try it again, okay? Same thing for the other video, which is the Oh What a Lovely Thing. Any of us who have ever done Compline in the Barn before typically have one part of the round that we're used to singing. So just finish whatever part of the round is. And on the YouTube video that I made, I just told you when that round should start and you can just sing it through. So I hope this makes sense. Once you take your little voice memo recording, you can either just text it to me if you know my cell phone number, or you can email it to me at director@eccri.org, and I'll go ahead and add it to our recording because praying Compline, no matter what, is important to me. But I long to hear your voices. And so it would mean a lot to me to have your voices joined in song with us for that. And this is a way for us to do it. And then in the meantime, you now have access to 2 YouTube videos that have the song available. So I will post those YouTube videos in the link. And I hope that you might be able to take a few minutes to figure this out. Feel free to email me or call me or whatever with questions. But I would just love to be able to pray with you in an even more robust way than what we're already doing. Because I miss you, and prayer is important. So I hope this Thursday is treating you well, and we will have Compline again tomorrow night at 8:30. Talk soon.